Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Deadwood series. This is episode 10 of season 2 now, and it is called Advances Non-Miraculous. Last episode, we saw Seth's wife and Miss Garrett trying to get along as friendly as they could. It was nice to see them being friendlier towards one another, as the episode before that one they were being quite catty toward one another. Seth must have felt like he was being stuck in the middle of it, and it was just good to see. Al intercepted the telegram that Miss Rayhausen was sending to Yankton, and he actually managed to get her to leave the camp for 5,000. I'm still finding it hard to believe that she's going to adhere to this, but seemingly that's what's going to happen. I was not expecting that. They sort of bait and switched me. I thought Al was basically siding with Miss Rayhausen over Miss Garrett, but if he has in fact convinced her to get the hell out of town for 5Gs, he has done a stellar job. The big guy who killed his own brother got into an argument with Cy and Mr. Walcott after the dealers were robbing him blind at Cy's games. Of course that was only going to end one way, and he ended up being shot dead, so now Mr. Walcott doesn't even need to pay him the 200 Gs that he promised him for giving him his gold claim. And Seth tried to investigate that, but he was just met with brick wall after brick wall. I don't think anybody's going to be held responsible for that man's death. To be honest, he deserved to die after what he did to his own brother. I just wish it was at the hands of a just person rather than one of Cy's goons. And of course, the main thing that happened, it started so innocently. The general had captured a wild horse that had ran away from the Native Americans. He was having trouble taming it. Meanwhile, Seth's son across town was wanting a shot on the bicycle, so he was out in the open. The wild horse got loose and bowled him right over and seemingly killed him instantly. Absolutely tragic. And yeah, I do not know how Seth is going to react to this, but I assume him, and more so his wife, are going to be absolutely distraught and heartbroken this episode. Regardless, I'm looking forward to this. So this is episode 10, season 2, Advancements Non-Miraculous. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. Anna Gunn, the woman that plays Seth's wife, I think it's Anna Gunn, also played Walter White's wife in Breaking Bad. That is like 2 legendary shows she has been in, but they are the only things I have ever seen her in. I'm surprised. I would assume she would be cast way more often. Let me know if you know of anything else she's been in that I'm missing. I can't think of a single film I've seen her in. Maybe I have seen her in things and just didn't remember her. But yeah, surprising considering she's been in 2 all-time classic TV shows she hasn't cast more.
Horse run trash like that over by accident. Still ain't a white man on earth gonna stand up against roping us up, now is it?
This is the exact thing I was worried about last episode. I hope nobody holds the general accountable for that. It was a freak accident. You can't exactly try him for murder. I think this might make Miss Garrett way more sympathetic towards Seth's wife from now on. You can only sympathise when someone has had such a horrible tragedy happen to them, unless you're a real piece of shit human being.
Take him to Joni Stubbs.
Oh, the big guy was still alive there, writhing around on the ground. Was not expecting that.
White folks shot and stabbing on each other, still walking around to do their business.
Maybe we could too.
Maybe they could just claim the horse wasn't theirs. I don't know. I definitely don't want to see these guys punished for this.
Jane Cannery, extending stay in camp, asking you to turn out her horse.
I'll note it down.
Of anybody in the camp you could want knocking at the door, Jane is probably a best case scenario. She really gets along with the general.
I'll shoot you.
If it come to that, I'd do it myself.
This is such bullshit. Hopefully they're just overreacting.
Maybe since you saw him, he's changed. Or the half his chest stove in may have healed.
One thing about Trixie is she really does care about the children of this camp.
Sitting in that chair distracting my fucking thinking. If I have to come over there, I'll cut your fucking throat for you.
It's nice to see Mrs. Rayhausen actually get threatened with her life. She's been such an insufferable bitch. That was a really nice thing to see.
The sheriff's tragic preoccupation is also inopportune. Commissioner Jerry returns to Deadwood.
Who's Commissioner Jerry? Have we seen him before? The name does not ring a bell.
As we'll be more often in each other's company, when given to utterance of that type, consider drinking.
I don't think we need another member of Deadwood drinking anything more. Everybody here seems to drink too much.
Taking the child there. Well, I wish him well.
Yeah, you look like you wish him well, Farnham.
You see Hawkeye, you grab him and bring him to me.
If you leave your dirty clothes, I'll see to them.
I wouldn't want EB seeing to anything of mine.
A broken heart does not impair hearing.
You, of all people, definitely do not have a broken heart. Don't lie.
This boy had an accident. He's with me at the docks.
Ah, okay, so this is Commissioner Jerry. I remembered his face, just not his name.
These entries mortal to earn such commendable deference.
Mortal's how I'd be bitten.
I think Seth is man enough to soldier on through this, but I do believe that his wife will be absolutely distraught.
I am a sinner who does not expect forgiveness. But I am not a government official.
Yeah, there's levels of evil. That's the first time I've probably agreed with Mr. Walcott this entire show.
Al wants to see you at the gym.
When I can.
No, he didn't say nothing about it.
I'm saying.
Yeah, let's all help his friend. His son's just died, you idiot. I understand there's other problems in the camp just now, but they have to give a bit of leeway to Saul and Seth and everyone else involved. Well, not involved, but everyone else attached to this boy's death.
Al wanted Hawkeye to ask him where I was. I gotta take a shit.
Don't know who Hawkeye is either. Have we seen him before? It's a lot of characters to mention and I haven't memorised the names of yet.
It's 'cause I'm looking for a bottle. Does not mean if I find a bottle that I'm going to fucking drink it.
Who are you trying to convince, Jane?
You know whose horse it was?
I hope this guy's not beating himself up too much. It definitely was not his fault. Oh, he's still alive just now. I thought he was dead instantly.
His brain has been hurt to an extent indicated by the loss of control of his eyes.
He's basically alive only in form. He is already gone. Such a tragedy. And the doc cares so much about being able to help people. This has got to be just one of those horrible days for him as well, when there's nothing he can do.
That it won't hurt him to put a cloth to his brow.
Just seems like he's given them things to do to ease his passing. I don't think they'll actually be helping him in any way.
Did you teaching me make me accountable for my whereabouts the rest of my fucking days?
If he wants me, he can fucking come find me.
Trixie's such a conflicted character in my eyes. She had the chance to, turn to the good side, essentially, but she just went there to spy, and she's sort of been treating Saul incredibly disrespectfully ever since he was bedridden by the gunshot wounds. I don't know where her mind's at sometimes.
If you couldn't be a use, he wouldn't have sent for you.
That is also true. It must be something of relevance in order for him to call Saul, even though he knows that, he's just seen his best friend go through that.
Let me take a turn. Oh, maybe I better not.
Now that is an uphill battle.
Sit down.
Saul's feeling so disrespected right now.
Have you come to murder me, Silas?
I wouldn't turn down the chance.
Yeah, by all rights he deserves to get to murder you. Such a manipulative bitch.
Even swayed at last by my manly composure, you sign in a false hand.
Did she just try and get away with signing a fake signature? She is absolutely pushing her luck. She needs to just do what they're saying and then bounce. I hope we never see her again. What a schemer of a character this woman is. Genuinely happy to see the back of her. I don't trust she's going to stick to that contract, but if she does, thank God.
Oh, I may be worse hurt than him. Oh.
Why have they brought the body to Joni's? What was the point in that?
Answer late delivery.
Proof there is no God. Horse ejaculator lives. The kid dies.
Wish I'd have seen him run, the pure fucking niggerness of it.
What a fucking racist piece of shit. I hope we see this guy have a brutal death before the end of this show.
Take that fucking thing outside.
It wasn't the bike's fault. What was it called? The Bone Rattler? Or the Bone Shaker or something? I forget its official title. In defense of the giant wheeled bike, it is innocent.
Tom Nuttall bears no more responsibility in any fucking way.
I actually agree with Horse Ejaculator there. Definitely was not the bartender's fault.
Jungle fucking niggers!
That is such horrible language to even hear. I could easily shoot that guy's head off right now. You wouldn't see a flicker of emotion from me as I did it. It's nice that Trixie really likes Sophia though. That's her redeeming quality, her love for children.
If it's fucking him gives you pause, he'd never make you. What gives me pause?
I don't think Miss Garrett was assuming she would have to sleep with Ellsworth.
Ellsworth waits on your answer. Whatever you await before giving it.
Why is Trixie so invested in this situation? That's the thing that's confusing me. What stake does she have in this? Is it truly just because she doesn't want to see another woman humiliated with the news that the baby is Seth's? It doesn't make sense to me.
Both from Gold exclusive?
Clark started in mercantile, but he's strong in gold now.
Mercantile. I always thought that word was pronounced mercantile. Thank you for the education, Saul.
I fucking ate with him once, alright?
Don't tell me we might be fucking getting somewhere.
When Saul has one over on Al, I respect him keeping his cards close to his chest. What is wrong with that guy's crotch? Did he get shot in the dick? Does he have an STI? No idea.
Tilt him further forward and drop him on the sofa.
Is this Cy just trying to stage that his body was in fact killed in this establishment rather than his?
I'm still in fucking discomfort, Doc.
Nurse him, he's herniated.
Oh, herniated, just from moving the body, ow.
He's the card sharp told me about Bill. I'd punch that cocksucker in the balls before I'd cup him for comfort.
Wouldn't we all?
Hey, Joni.
No chance, Leon.
Fuck you, Leon.
Doctor says that the cloth to his brow may comfort William.
It took you long enough to pass on that piece of information, Seth. I know it's in vain, but still.
Mr. Merrick, might we have a word?
You and I, Commissioner Jerry, have nothing whatever to discuss. Seek your conversations elsewhere.
Why would the Commissioner be going straight away to the newspapers? What is his game plan? Or does he just not want him seeing the telegraph machine?
A reconciliation.
I'm listening.
Well, then shame the fuck on you.
I'm with Silas.
It dictates very daily.
Talk like you take it up the ass.
Again, I'm with Silas.
Tell him what you were doing in Montana.
Silas had been in Montana. I'm assuming this is some political thing he was there for. I can't remember why he went away. I feel almost as bad for the doc as I do Seth and his wife. This breaks his heart when he can't help someone.
What's unreasonable is fucking Bullock's quote on his cut.
Clark would have the 50, but was the man really speaking for Clark?
Okay, so Silas is so pissed off right now because if this deal goes ahead that Commissioner Jerry's proposing, he will be muscled out of his sort of inside deal with Al, is what I'm getting from this. Let me know if I'm wrong. Wouldn't surprise me if Cy just went and killed this guy.
You could put yourself to more distance.
I'm scared to go off in the dark.
After all you've been through, you're scared of the dark. That is a surprising character trait for a general to have. I've never known a general to be scared of the dark.
When it comes to them cases, you blow your own fucking head off. And once you've cheated those white cocksuckers, well, they just roll around and gnash their teeth.
They better not kill these guys for this. There was no insidious intentions by either of them. It was just a stray horse that managed to escape them before they could tame it. You couldn't predict something like that.
Maybe they won't even get the chance. But they sure have made you crazy with pride.
The fact they even ran away because they assumed they would be hung is a horrific thing in and of itself.
If he made it to Oregon alive, might open a livery.
Is their current plan to go to Oregon? I don't think anybody's even after them yet, except that one guy at the bar shouting racist shit.
Sheriff Bullock is the courtship's go-between.
There's all kind of sense in that. Bullock bedding down with Swearingen and Beatles, they just nearly killed each other.
That's actually a good thing, because Seth is an honourable dude, so the fact any of them have to go through him in order to make this happen is good news.
Swearingen traffics in bribes I testified to firsthand.
Everybody at this table traffics in bribes.
Let the Montana offer be real or a fraud of his concoction, Swearingen is certainly real.
True. Whether he's bullshitting or not, Al is still a problem for these guys.
Had Swearingen word of Bullock's boy.
It's surprising which comrades will show up sentimental.
Yeah, I was as surprised as Cy there. You do not expect Mr. Walcott to give two shits about the well-being of the kid.
Father's eager to hear you sound your calls.
The fact that this is perilous is even more heartbreaking. I hope they're giving him some sort of peace. I hope he can hear them.
Thank you for caring for your mother. At times, when I'm away.
This is heartbreaking.
Rest now, William. We'll rest and rise together.
Got a feeling he's just going to die right in front of them right now.
I'm praying for the sheriff's boy.
To the god of antlers and hooves?
It protected Mrs. Garrett when she walked alone at night.
That's funny, he found some significance in that time Miss Garrett carried it along with her. I wonder what they drank back then. I'm assuming you couldn't get an espresso shot, so what was it, just tea?
Why ain't you among the circumcised?
What a roundabout way of saying, why are you not with the Jewish guy still? Wow.
Where's the gimp?
God, I was busting out all the offensive, descriptive words right now.
Oh, no, Gimp. Can't hold a cup.
What was that he was offering her? Just tea? Could have been opium. I have no idea. Everyone just seems to be waiting in anticipation for him to get better, which the doc has already specified is not going to happen. Was that his dying breath?
I know he's myopic.
Why don't you concentrate on the fucking task at hand?
Jane seems to just be putting her mind elsewhere. She doesn't even want to deal with the fact that that kid's just been trampled to death.
I guess we could give it a fucking whirl.
I'll be shocked if they save this guy's life. He'll have some stories to tell when he wakes up.
I came last year to hustle dice, took sick with plague. I minister now and lead.
I remember this guy.
Shall I ask elsewhere, or will you tell me their name?
Bullock. The boys at Cochran's cabin.
He looks much healthier now that he's found God.
Will you stand in the hallway above so that you may answer if Sophia wakes and calls out?
That's cool, she's given him that trust. Aside from his one comment about her being purdy, he seems like a nice guy. Is he still breathing? It looked like he died, maybe I'm wrong. I wonder if this will make Trixie see Seth more sympathetically now. Okay, and that was episode 10 of season 2 of Deadwood, Advancements Non-Miraculous, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Advancements Non-Miraculous, what did I think of that? I feel like this episode was very telling into showing us a lot of people's true natures and character due to the severity of what had just happened to that kid. People like Farnham, a true piece of shit to the core, obviously did not give a crap about that boy or the tragedy, just worried about his own things as usual. Whereas a lot of characters you wouldn't expect seem to genuinely care, like Mr. Walcott. Like the guy that works with Farnham, praying constantly to the Staghead. And Trixie, who I'm always on the fence about where her mind is at, clearly was absolutely heartbroken this had happened. There's nothing worse than a prolonged death, and that is essentially what we were subjected to this episode. As the doc said near the start, there's nothing they can do, but the fact that the boy didn't die instantly and is having to hang on for dear life before he passes inevitably is even more brutal to see. As expected, Seth and his wife were just distraught this entire episode, doing what they could to essentially ease the passing of the kid, and God only knows how both of them are going to react when he eventually dies. I did think that we did see him die in that scene where he took a long deep breath, but maybe I was wrong there. More surprising to me is the fact that the doc thinks there might be a slim chance that the big guy could survive. That would be interesting, just to see what he has to say when he wakes up. He knows they were trying to scam him from the money at the tables. He knows that Walcott essentially goaded him into a shootout. I believe that was intentional by Walcott so he didn't have to pay him the money. I would love this guy to recover and get every last cent from Walcott. And the fact that the General and Hot Stetler had to actually skip town because they thought they would be hanged for it is so ridiculous to me. I mean, it was a tragic accident, but they definitely did nothing with malice and would not deserve the punishment they believed was about to be given to them both. It's a shame if they do skip town forever. If that's what's going to keep them safe, so be it, but I would much rather see them return to Deadwood and not be punished. And Commissioner Jerry's back, playing both sides as expected. He went and had a meeting with Al and then straight away went and told Cy and Walcott exactly what had transpired at the meeting. But from what I gathered, they seem to think Al is an immovable middleman in this transaction, so one way or another they're gonna have to work with Al, either that or try and outbid him. But the bid might not be real, which would cause all sorts of ramifications for them if they were to try and bribe someone, and Al was just bullshitting about the bribe in the first place. I would like to think this is some sort of master plan by Al. He does usually seem one step ahead of people, but it might all blow up in his face as well if the bribe is legitimate and they get in there with a bigger offer. And yeah, as much as I feel bad for Seth and his wife right now, I feel equally as bad for the Doc. You know he loves helping people, saving people, and it just must be the worst feeling in the world for him right now, knowing there's nothing he can do for that kid. And Jane has never struck me as a cold-hearted person, so I can only imagine she literally doesn't even want to think about what has happened, because she's acting like she would rather concentrate on anything else other than, you know, focus on what's just happened to that kid. I don't think she's evil-minded like that. I think she would just rather transport her mind elsewhere. But yeah, another great episode, specifically for the acting performances. I think everybody's acting in this episode was brilliant. Proper made you feel bad for Seth and his wife and the Doc, and the bartender who was absolutely distraught in the alleyway, to the guy who works for Farnham praying the entire episode. Quite a downer of an episode, but a brilliantly acted one. And as we get to the end of this season, you just gotta applaud it for being another super strong season. As good as season 1, if not slightly better so far. Only 2 episodes left, so as always I'm looking forward to seeing how this season concludes over the next 2 episodes. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.